Hello everyone, welcome to Coder and Boots. So in this video, we are going to discuss about the topic how to read messages from a specific offset in Kafka. Okay, so this is a critical topic when you start developing applications using Kafka, or when you start getting into the details of Kafka. Okay, so the problem that we may face once we start developing applications is we know Kafka is like a distributed queuing framework. So the messages, like we have topics, and once we send messages to the topic using producer, on the other side of the topic we can consume the messages, and there is offset for every message, right? So the problem is, let's say the consumer got crashed, okay, because of some reason. So maybe the last read message from the consumer might not be the last processed message. So that means we need to keep a track of what is the last processed message, and we need to go back to the point of failure so that we can start reading from that point and then keep processing it. So this will avoid losing messages. Otherwise, what will happen is, if the messages are very critical, so we'll end up losing messages. So because we will not consider the point of failure, and again, if you start the process, if there are a lot of messages coming into the queue, so the message in between the point of failure and the point of restart will be lost. So to avoid these problems, we need to keep a track of the messages that is getting processed from a Kafka topic. Okay, so that's a need of why this read message from a specific offset is required. Okay, so the main reason is to restart. So usually, like whenever we work with application, to restart from the point of failure. So that is one thing. Then second thing, there can be requirements that needs this specific thing, right? So let's say, like, I mean, if your use case is something which needs you to read some messages from a specific offset, so then you will need to do this. So because otherwise what will happen, by default, if you go and read, it will either read from the latest or it will read from the beginning, right? So let's see, like, I mean, how we can read this, because Kafka provides the capability. That's why, like, I mean, we have the concept of partitions and offsets. So we have a mechanism to read it from a specific place. So as I explained, so when a consumer reads a message, so it reads basically from partition, right? And the partition will have offsets, right? So the offsets, like, I mean, 1 2 3 4 5 6. So in that way, like, I mean, we'll have offsets. Okay, so 0 1 2 3 4 5 6, and within a consumer group. So whenever you read a message from a partition, the read message, right, the counter, the offset will be maintained internally, so that whenever you read it again, what will happen, it will read from the latest offset, right? So but the problem is, sometimes the consumer that you have, as I explained, so let's say, as you can see in this image, so consumer has read message number 4. Okay, this 4 is the offset, and this is a partition 1, message 4. So this message 4 is read by the consumer, but consumer has, I mean, basically the application behind this consumer has processed only messages till 3. Okay, and what happened at this point, the consumer failed. Okay, consumer failed means this program got crashed. So from Kafka's point of view, so the last read message is at 4, and but from an application point of view, it is at 3, right? So we need to restart, or when you restart the consumer, you need to read it again from 3 onwards, right? So otherwise what will happen, so you will lose the 4, the message 4 will be lost. The reason is it is not processed. So that's why we need to keep a track of like the messages that is getting processed within the application. So it is purely based on the logic or the requirements within the application. But in most of the cases, like where we if we give if the message is really important, then we need to handle this, right? So and the next question that may come to your mind is, how can we uniquely identify a message in Kafka, or what's a unique address or a pointer of a message in Kafka? So every message in Kafka, right, Kafka has a topic, and within a topic we have partition, and within partition we have offset. So a combination of topic, partition, and offset will help us to identify or locate a message uniquely. So the answer to this is topic, partition, and offset. So combining these three, we will be able to locate a specific message within Kafka. Okay, so this is the unique address. Now next is let's get into the practical part of it. So it's a simple thing, but it is really powerful. I'm going to demonstrate this using Python. So but the same feature is available in all APIs, right? If you are using Java SDK or any other SDKs of Kafka, you will be able to achieve or leverage the same capability. Okay, it is a feature provided by the Kafka. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a consumer program. Okay, so and before getting into the consumer program, what I'll do is I'll show you the documentation of Kafka Python package. So here I am going to leverage. So basically there is the normal consumer. So there is a functionality called seek. Okay, so seek is there, seek to beginning is there, seek to end is there. Okay, seek to end is the most recent available offset for partition. Seek to beginning is the seek to the oldest available offset for partition. Seek is basically we can manually specify the offset, okay, within a partition. So we are going to use this seek capability to get into a specific offset within Kafka. Okay, so this is the seek functionality. So I'm going to show you the consumer that I have. So this is the consumer. No, this is the producer. So I'll show you the consumer. This is the consumer program I have. So I have imported two things. One is Kafka and Kafka topic partitioner and Kafka consumer. Okay, and before getting into this, I'll show you the package that I have used for this. I have used the Python package called Kafka Python ng. This is the package that I have used. So this is the Python package that will help you to interact with the Kafka. Okay, and I do have a Kafka cluster or Kafka running in my machine. Okay, so this is a Linux machine that I have, and I have Kafka running within this machine. So I have already explained in my previous videos how to set up a Kafka cluster locally, maybe a single node Kafka setup itself locally for development purpose. It is really quick. If you have the machine with you, you can set it up in 5 minutes. So this is the program. So topic name is there. So this is the name of the topic, Kafka topic. Partition number is there, offset value. So this is what I have explained here. So to uniquely identify a message or locate a message, we need three things, right? Topic, partition, offset. So that is what I am reading here. Okay, so the goal of this program is basically to show you how to read it. The same mechanism if you are using frameworks like Spark or any other frameworks. So everywhere you can leverage the same capability. So everywhere you can use the topic, partition and offset capability to locate a specific message. Okay, so these are the three parameters, and then I'm creating a Kafka consumer, and here I have passed the bootstrap servers. This is basically the Kafka brokers. So I have only one broker running, and that's why I have given. But if you have a list of brokers running, you can pass the list of brokers, the host name or IP address colon port. 9092 is the default port. So if your port is something different, you can specify that port. Okay, group ID is the consumer group ID. So you can specify the consumer group ID. So if you're not specifying if you are just using single consumer, then you don't need to specify. But if you are using multi-consumer, then you really need to specify that. Then next is we need to create an instance of topic partition. So topic partition is basically, here is where we pass the topic name and the partition number. So this will help you to, so this will make sure that this particular consumer will read from the specific partition. Okay, so otherwise what will happen, if you are not specifying the partition explicitly, it may read multiple partitions as well sometimes. Okay, so because if you are not if you're not passing the keys properly, or if the message doesn't have a key, what will happen is sometimes the same consumer may read data from multiple partitions. Okay, so but if you are explicitly specifying this, then this will only read from the specific partition. So topic partition, topic equal to topic name, partition equal to partition number. So here I have given partition number 2 and topic 03, right? And then I have assigned the consumer to this topic partitioner, and then what I have done is I have used the seek functionality. okay, the seek function. So this is something that I have explained in the documentation. So consumer.seek, and I have passed the topic partition object, and then offset value I have just given 8. Okay, so 8 means I'm in the 8th position. Okay, the offset value 8. You can give any number, so 8, so depending upon what offset you have. So the goal here is basically to read from point 8, okay, offset 8, and then from there I'm reading the messages. So what I'll do is I'll stop my consumer, so I'll clear all these, then I'll run this consumer program. Okay, so maybe first I'll start my producer. So this producer, what it will do is, this is a simple Python producer, Kafka producer, and this will start sending messages to the topic number 03, and this will loop, this for loop will loop for 999 times, because it has a range from 1 to 1000. So this will go from 1 to 999, and this message gets automatically generated, like this is message, and this percentage is basically, this will get the value of I will be from 1 to 999. Okay, and this message will be sent to the topic. So that is what is going to happen. So I'm going to run this producer first. So you can see, and between every message send there is a 0.5 seconds in between. So you can see, like the partition 0, it's randomly getting sent to different partitions. Okay, so it is sending sometimes to partition 0, partition 1, partition 2. It is randomly getting sent because I'm not passing any key. So so the Kafka is using the round robin mechanism to send these messages to the partition. Okay, and you can see the message 45, 46, 47, 48, it is going, it's incrementing. It will go, it will run till 999. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to my read from offset program. So here I'm going to run this. Okay, so let's run this program, and what this will do is this has read a lot of messages. Okay, and you see topic 03 partition number 2, because I have given the partition number 2 here, and this is the offset. Okay, so it has read a lot of messages, and you see the offset, it started reading from point number 8, the offset number 8, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 onwards. So maybe what I'll do is, instead of 8 I'll just give 100. Okay, I'll stop this consumer, I'll clear this messages, and I'll rerun this read from offset program again. Okay, now if you see this is running, and you see it started reading from 100, right? So 100, 101. So depending upon this, your requirement, you can adjust this offset value. And let's say if you want to read from a different partition, so you can adjust the partition, maybe partition number 1. So depending upon your use case, you can adjust the partition. Okay, so it will read from, maybe I'll adjust the partition to partition number 1, and I'll stop this, I'll clear this message, I'll run it. Okay, now you see it started reading from partition number 1. Okay, and my offset is 10, right? It started reading from 10 onwards. Okay, so this is how you do it. So in applications, when we design application, what we internally do is we keep a location either in cache or in a metadata table, and we store this particular thing, okay, in a table or cache location. Okay, and we keep updating. So based on the position where you process, right? So we keep updating the value over there, so that whenever any crash happens, okay, whenever any failure happens, so we can refer back later. So when we restart the application will refer to these 3 things. Okay, so then it will start reading the messages from that point. Okay, this is how we handle failures, right? And this will make sure the application restarts gracefully without losing any messages. So I hope this this video is useful. So and the message is clear. So if you have any questions, doubts, queries, so feel free to comment below this video. I'll definitely respond back. Okay, so and if you find this video is useful, please like and subscribe this channel, so that you can get more interesting videos like this. I'll be publishing it very frequently. So thank you very much for watching this video. Have a nice day. Thank you.